Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your August 2022 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled the 4 agreements, wisdom, and the oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, well, one fell in my lap, and that's Uranus. And Uranus is in your 12th house. And this month it's going to be, well, in August, I should say, it's going to be hanging out with the North Node for a bit. And during the full moon in Aquarius, there's actually going to be a square aspect between that. So that's going to be a pretty intense full moon. We have Cancer. And for you guys, Cancer is your 2nd house of possession, self-worth, finances. And over here we have 5. So 5th house energy for you guys, that's Libra, and that points to romance, creativity, children. Astrologically speaking, I think Mercury's going to get into Libra right toward the very end of August. But other than that, there's not much going on there. All right, so moving into your main spread. The main situation position, we have 5 of Wands, which is Leo energy, and challenging that, we have the Death card. So, seeing these 2 cards together could just be saying that you guys might have some arguments around the environment that you're in, and with this coming up as a challenge position, it could just be saying that, you know, might have to be an agree to disagree type of scenario, right? Where no one seems to really be making any headway with their perspective, right? And no one seems to be looking to collaborate either, right? Everyone just wants to have things their way, and that's it. No other option, right? So I feel like that's saying that the challenge there might be to just walk away from it and not even bother. For some of you, this might even be within the work environment as well, given that for you guys, Scorpio energy is your 6th house, and that could point to work, daily routine. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. All right, in the foundation position, we have the 9 of Swords. So this is Gemini energy here. It could just be saying that this is something that might just be, you know, causing you a lot of loss of sleep, just thinking over what the next best move should be, right? So this could be a friend group, for example, that maybe you've known for a long time, and maybe you're just finding that your viewpoints aren't necessarily aligning the way they did in the past. Or again, like I said, it could be in a work environment where it feels like everyone wants to do things their way and there's no productivity through that, right? And there's no collaborative efforts being made. So you just might feel like you're spinning your wheels constantly. So that could be what you've been thinking about a lot recently. In the past position, we have the Page of Wands reverse. So yeah, for some of you, this could just be saying that you might have already, for the most part, withdrawn from that type of scene, but at the same time, you haven't necessarily left it all together. That's kind of what I'm seeing here, right? Where it was like, okay, you came to the realization that, yeah, this isn't really leading anywhere, so I'm going to kind of withdraw from partaking in it, but at the same time, you're still not out of the environment altogether. All right, present position, we have the 6 of Swords. So this is an indicator that for a lot of you, you will actually be moving on, especially given that for you guys, Aquarius energy is your 9th house. So this could just be saying that you're seeing things from a higher perspective around the situation. And like I said, just realizing maybe like an agree to disagree type thing, right? Like, okay, maybe we had aligned visions at one point, but doesn't seem to be the case anymore. So it is what it is, right? Moving on. Now, even though this is showing up in a present position, I will say, given that this is an Aquarius energy, could just be saying that this might take until around the time of that Aquarius full moon in the middle of August before you officially feel that energy of moving on. All right, and in your future position, we have the 4 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, 10 of Swords, Gemini energy, and Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy. So seeing these cards come up like this, what I'm seeing with that primarily could just be saying that you guys might be trying to decide what to do next, right? So like I said, this could be a group that you've been affiliated with for a long time. For some of you, it might even be a work environment that you're leaving behind, but I feel like this is saying, you're like, okay, I've come to the conclusion that this environment probably isn't best for me, right? But what's next? If that's the case, I feel like this is saying that you'll come out of that thinking phase soon. We already saw the Nine of Swords in Foundation. Here we see it in the near future position, saying that to me it's going to be wrapping up for you guys by the time we get to Virgo season. I feel like this is saying by the time you get to Virgo season, you'll have your mind made up on what to do next and you'll start moving toward that. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Hermit. So this is actually the major arcana card for Virgo. So another indicator of some Virgo energy here. Yeah, it could just be saying that again, that you guys might be going a bit more inward, trying to figure out what your next best move should be, and maybe not necessarily feeling like you've truly made up your mind until we get to Virgo season, which starts toward the end of August. All right. In the environment position, we have the Four of Swords. So this is a Libra energy here. And to me, this could point to some healing, right? So whatever the situation is, like I said, it looks like you guys might have been getting drained from it, at the very least mentally. And it looks like you will be withdrawing from it, right? So this could just represent you taking a little bit of time to recover from the situation, right? Figure out your next best move. Again, so I'm feeling like a lot of strategic moves on your part this month for sure. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Four of Wands. So yeah, this could just be saying, especially given that this is Aries energy, which represents your house of friendships, groups, associations in that regard. Could just be saying that you're, hoping to get within a group where you do feel like you're aligned more with viewpoints, right? How to approach things. Because it could just get exhausting and draining, right? If everyone has different viewpoints and no one's really trying to collaborate, they're just all insisting on doing it their way. Of course, that can be draining. So this could just be saying that you're hoping for a more collaborative environment. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Nine of Wands. So this is a Sagittarius energy here. And I feel like this is just saying that you will be a bit guarded, right? You might actually get some movement from the situation, especially given that this is the card that comes after the Eight of Wands, which represents a lot of movement. But I feel like this is saying you still might feel a bit guarded at the end of the month, right? Like, okay, yes, I might have removed myself from the situation, but am I in a better situation on what's going on, right? Like I said, it looks like that clarity is going to come for you guys a bit more as we get toward Virgo season. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is the court card energy for Capricorn. So yeah, it could just be another indicator here that you guys are just seeking for that stability, right? Like I said, it looks like there's a lot of unproductive energy around in your environment right now, and you could just be trying to remove yourselves from that and seeking something a bit more calm and reliable. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Always Do Your Best, and it says Honor Yourself. Okay, it says honor the man or woman that you are. Take the risk to express your dream. Taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. And moving on to your Wisdom of the Oracle card, we have Orphaned. There's the artwork, and the number is 5. So we'll see what that has to say. Okay, essential meanings. It says a sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. The Oracle's message. We were all meant to have connections with other people, within our families, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of, rather than separate from, is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. So yeah, at the very least, that message there seems to align very well with the Five of Wands and the Death card and the challenge position that we spoke about in the beginning. The relationship message says, as you shift and evolve and commit to your own growth, you long for support, but may be disappointed and hurt by others who are not providing what you feel you deserve. Perhaps you are drifting away from this relationship because you're in a different stage of personal growth. Perhaps you are in a new relationship and discovering that you don't share the same values and beliefs, so you feel left out, unable to get to that intimate place of safety and belonging. Take heart, as Spirit knows you and loves you and will steer you in the direction of those who accept you as you are without artifice or agenda. Don't compromise yourself to belong. It won't be worth the price. So yeah, definitely a good message there too. I mean, I really didn't pick up on the romantic vibe in this reading at all. It really seemed more like a group situation and possibly at a workplace, but not really a one-to-one relationship. But keep in mind, the love readings will be out next week. All right, the prosperity message says this card reminds you that you can't be all things to all people. You are not going to be popular with everyone, and it has to be okay with you. Be clear about your mission, your brand, your work persona, and your contribution to the world, as these must be based on what you authentically have to offer, not something you think will sell or you perceive they may want. You will attract abundance by being completely yourself. Stay in your own lane. That's where you will shine and where you'll experience prosperity. So yeah, definitely a very positive message there for sure, and that seems to be qualities that come rather naturally to Gemini, so hopefully it resonated as well. All right, and lastly we have a Mudra. So this is your Mudra here. It's the Hamsi Mudra, and the keyword for it is illumination. All right, there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But under benefits, it says removes obstacles in one's life, eases depression and sadness, evokes feelings of lightness and laughter, benefits the lungs and large intestine, improves assimilation of nutrients and elimination of waste. So if that sounds like a Mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, I'll put the name in the description. But as always, we'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.